So I've been wondering where I'm going and I don't know. But I'm sitting here without a flow. Hey, Great Club don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know much of anything at all. Anyway, I suck and that's about it. Let's try to just say a few things here. I don't know what's going on. So I kind of wanted to just touch base real quick. I'm not expecting anybody to really tune in because I ain't going to be on here very long. And if you do tune in, I don't know if I can catch you up on whatever I've said. I spent all day pretty busy yesterday. Thus far, I didn't end up doing a stream. I did a lot of different things here at the trailer. I have a lot of other things that I want to do today, but my motivation ain't quite the same as yesterday. Like I'm a little more sluggish. But what I am hoping to do is to move this old ass love seat. It's got a bunch of junk and boxes. There's some toys on there and some other stuff that ain't like. I might be able to throw some of it away and store it somewhere else or whatever. And then you can see there's a wall right there. So I want to take this table after I move this. And there's a bunch of stuff underneath that thing where like, you know, this stuff gets up underneath there and I haven't moved it in a long time. And occasionally I get a mouse here and there and they used to love to mess around in that thing. And, you know, when I get mice, I always, if I notice a mouse or anything, usually pretty quick afterwards, I get a little bit of, you know, something to take care of them so they don't overtake me and become a real nuisance. So at least I want to move this today and sweep under there. Now, whether I move it to where I'm sitting right now and then move the table, because I want to move the table into the middle of the room, so I'll have to move that little table. And then I want to try to find some good decorations for the wall to have a good background when I'm doing live streams or when I'm doing videos where I'm just sitting and everything. So that's kind of what I'm trying to gear up to do. I've been very busy with the puppies and stuff. It's been raining here, so I haven't had them outside. I did put them outside early, and then it started misting and a light rain, so I brought them in. And it's been kind of off and on all day. It's been like a little bit of rain, then no rain, then some hard rain, then no rain, then a light mist. Right now, nothing is coming down. It's rather muggy, and you know, that's how it goes. And I did, you know, I mentioned this. I got this right here, which is a phone mount with a light on it, and you can see, well, I guess that's already dead. Oh, no, it ain't. There, you can see the lights working. And that's going to be real good when I don't know when I'll get around to it, but I hope that at least this week to do at least one decent length video for the second channel of a particular comic. I don't know which comic I'm going to pick out just yet. I'm thinking about reviewing Unit 44, or not reviewing, but just overview with the overhead light. I think I might do the first and second issue, or just the first issue and just flip through it and kind of talk about it and what I thought it was going to be and what it turned into be. And it's a great little series by Alterna Comics. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. And like I said, I'm not going to be here long, so I don't know who might be trying to tune in. Hopefully, maybe somebody will catch this after I've ended this. And I'm just trying to give a little bit of like reasoning behind why you know, it's like I'm kind of like not knowing exactly that I'm going to go live until I just do it. And I don't know if I'm up to doing a long stream today. I could end up getting the energy and do one here in a little while with somebody, but I don't know yet. It's going to depend on what's going on. Like I said, if my energy picks up, like it, you know, like yesterday, I was just going. And that was a good thing. Like I didn't have to think too much about yesterday trying to fill gaps of time up with certain things that keep me productive. I did a lot of cleaning. I cleaned up the puppies. I'm letting them stay in the room a little bit when it is raining, and I've opened up their little area to where they're kind of go all over in the little spare bedroom. But I just finished going in there and cleaning up any messes that they've currently made. Uh, so that's like a chore in itself, you know. That's like just another handful of things that I'm having to take care of. Hopefully by the end of the week, one neighbor is definitely getting one puppy, then another couple is claimed one for sure, and maybe a second puppy. So that'd be three off my hands come this weekend, hopefully. Which means less mess to clean up. And hopefully I can find other homes within the next few weeks. I don't know what's going to happen with all that yet. Gotta find them and get rid of them. I can't keep the puppies. And I mentioned this yesterday in a video or talking to a friend. That's who I was talking. I was talking to somebody on the phone, and it's like, if I can't get rid of them all, and whatever's left at the end, sometimes I've ended up having a dog because I couldn't get rid of a litter, and I ended up with one of the puppies or something, and took care of it long enough that at some point it was already old enough that nobody really wanted to. You know, after a certain age of the puppies, a lot of times they're not gonna, like people just think if they're gonna get a puppy, they want it young. But they're doing good, and they're very like lively and moving around, and now they're sleeping right now. But I tell you, in the middle of the night though, they're causing me a lot. Like not all of them, but one. I'm glad they're in the spare bedroom, but they definitely are. There was one or two last night that just wouldn't shut up, and then they'd get quiet long enough that I could maybe try to drift off, and then a little while later I'd start hearing the whining again, and that's just part of it. It's not a big deal. I mean, it feels like a big deal because it's, you know, interfering with me getting the decent rest, but you know, like the past couple of nights I think I've stayed up a little later than I have been, but no matter what time I go to bed, even if it's late, I still get up early. I still get up at around daybreak. I usually am conscious and awake at before daybreak. Here lately, it's because of the puppies. So I'm awakened at a certain point. It's still dark. I sometimes get up and go ahead and feed them a little something. Or Biddy's almost completely done messing with them. The mama, she's pretty much done. So, and if you are trying to tune in here, hit that like button because it will help hopefully push this out when I end this to some people. I don't know what kind of fancy titles to be putting on here. I just wanted to do like a touch base with the people. And it's, like I said, my intention is not to be on here very long. So that's why I'm not using Restream. That's why you don't see some of the usual information in the chat. But if you're interested, it is in the description. And, you know, like as far as if anybody wants to help the channel out, but it also gives you a little reasoning in the description of why I'm doing this and everything. But like I said, I'm planning to get busy here in a minute, and I'm trying to find the motivation to get busy. I do want to work another walk in because the first walk was kind of a short because I didn't take my umbrella, and when I started off walking, it wasn't really nothing coming down. I knew it had been raining. No sooner than I got a little ways from the trailer, it was kind of a light rain, so I went so far, turned around, came back up here. Trying to find that right time in the day, and it's pretty muggy, but our temperatures ain't too bad, like just high 70s. And like I said, you know, I might not get the table moved today, but I am at least going to move that thing right there out and sweep under it and mop under it just to see whatever mess is under it. Even if that's all I do as far as move it out away from the wall, clean under it, I might push it back and then try to figure out what I'm going to do with all the stuff on there. And then, you know, I'll determine if I'm going to move the table today or not. It's not like I have to do it anytime quick. And I don't know if anybody's really truly interested in anything that Gray Cloud does. Some people sometimes tune in and like to chat. Some people don't. It's like I had a little bit of that questioning of myself today. Like, does any of this matter? I'm paying attention. Like I'm noticing like view durations and stuff that I normally don't pay attention to. And something's telling me to stop even thinking about that crap. It either gets to the right people or it doesn't. There's nothing I can't, like it's pushing it out at times quite a bit, and I'm gaining subscribers, and it seems like here lately I've just been kind of like in limbo for the past several weeks. At one point, we were already up to 1,336. Yesterday, it was showing 1,337, but just as over this past week, it went from 1,335 or 36 down to 300 or 332, 1,332, and it's gradually came back up. I don't know how this thing works as far as it could be somebody really unsubscribing, and it could be that YouTube's doing it and then adding up things back. Ever since I've been on here, and then ever since I've had the studio downloaded, it seems like that's what it does. It'll be at a constant number for a few days, then it just drops a number or two, then it's back up again, then it's back down. And it does that for a little while, like it's been going on now for a few weeks. Then all of a sudden, it starts gaining, and I see a rapid growth, and I think it's just, I don't know what it is, and I'm not trying to hone any particular thing down. I'm just trying to do the best I can, presenting my personal life, my personal walk in life, my studies of the spiritual side of life, whether that be from a Christian devotional or from a Toltec wisdom book or anything else like The Way of the Wizard. Okay? So I think I about wrapped that. That's probably, I think I've probably said about as much as I needed to say. Of course, like I said, if I'm able to, if I think I have the if I have the right energy here in a little while, I may do a stream and intentionally know when I come on I'm going to be on for a little while. Oh, okay. Cool, Anthony. Well, now that you're showed up or that you're saying something, I hope if you were hearing me, I just didn't know how long I wanted to be on here, and there was a potential of someone wanted to stream with me yesterday, but I was just like busy, and I'm about to get busy here again, or I'm going to try to. You know how it is sometimes. It's like today I'm struggling a little bit with motivation, but I have made a video. I have made like a short. I've done some reading for myself, and done ate something and all that. Anthony, I've been checking out a couple of your little things and stuff again, or like you've been popping up in my feed again. So I've been seeing more of it, hitting like. I might not comment every time or anything, but and well, so somebody just messaged me back. Every week it's somebody on social media. One week they are loving life and they are so spiritual and they're so much about this and that. The next week they want to end their existence. They think that there's nothing good. And what can you do, man? I sent them a nice positive thing this morning, and now they're sending me something back saying, I'm done with all this spiritual stuff. Okay, whatever, man. Next week they'll be posting all this stuff again, and I don't know how many times they've ended their accounts, only a month later to reinvent another account. So, as a young person, and I'm not being mean, I'm just saying the truth. Either, like somebody had to tell me that, get your head out of your butt or whatever. Life sucks sometimes. If you get the time, check out the last Samurai live stream. That was a good discussion with two friends. Okay. Was that just recently? There was something that I saw you You were doing something just recently with someone, but I didn't catch what y'all were talking about. Um, like I watched her. I don't know if you were on someone else's. Anyway, I'll go and look at that. I'll try to look at that here in a little while or whatever. Oh gosh. And I'm not using Restream right now, so I can't type a message or anything into the chat. Um, and then, like I told you, somehow I don't have, like I lost your number a long time ago, so I don't know how to. Uh, and of course, I'm not on Facebook or Instagram. I don't really care to ever go back on there, to be honest with you. I need to get some better. I do need to think about trying to reinforce my online. Like, I don't have any security that I use, so no wonder any of that happened. But even the best security, sometimes it gets by. The recent one was Saturday. It was the Last Samurai podcast. I did the 16th. I'm going to be on a friend's channel for a Lethal Weapon franchise podcast. So I probably was watching just like a small portion of. I don't know how I didn't notice. Oh, there's so much been going on here lately. Like not bad. I've been doing really good, I think. Like I've got a little over a month again. Like I fell off the wagon for 3 or 4 or 5, about 4 days. A little over a month ago, I fell off the wagon. Drank for about 3 or 4 days, but I hopped back on the wagon, and I'm still on a good stretch. Had a lot of better energy. Trying to put in a lot of walking as much as I can. I am not anywhere where I want to be. I'm harder on myself than anybody else probably is, but I'm trying to stay at it physically. I'm got some puppies I'm having to take care of. If you were watching from the beginning, then you heard me talking about trying to take care of these puppies. I've got 3 of them, I think, gone by the end of the week. There's 9 of them. But, like I'm doing pretty good with this, and I'm trying to just maintain. Yeah, and I'm doing a lot more with my second channel. Like I said, I've got this overhead light thing now that someone had sent to me. Got a gimbal that I've been working with, trying to learn it. I've been using it on this main channel some. But that overhead light's going to be a game changer for doing overviews of comic books and things I want to show off. And like my second channel is mainly for me to talk about comic books or anything kind of like that nature. Now I do upload some stuff that's very similar to this channel, but I'm trying to shift to where this channel is for my spiritual stuff, my personal life, and me just sharing my walk. And from time to time, I'm still uploading some comic stuff. But over there is where I'm trying to build for that specifically. And so hopefully by the end of this week, there'll be a somewhat of a lengthy video, whether that's 5 minutes, 6 minutes, whatever it is. And I want to have a decent video of showing off some sort of comic I have that I've recently read or something. But at the same time, I'm trying not to beat myself up if I don't get certain things done like I want to in my head. As long as I can get the basics done within a day and then within a week's time frame, sometimes what I have in mind doesn't always end up, and like I was just saying, I wish that I could help people, when they're feeling so lost. But I don't know, you can't make anyone know that that it'll be all right, because if you're still breathing, you're good. I know I've suffered it so many times in life, and I was in and out of mental hospitals. I tried to do a lot of things. Thank God that for the past few years, I've been on a better track. Even though I still struggle with certain things, I feel like I'm in a better place than I've been in years. And I can still say that, even though it's still a constant. But I'm going to let you guys see. I'm going to end this because I said I wasn't going to stay on long. So if you can hit the like button, I'd appreciate it. And there is a potential that I might do something here in a little bit based on how I'm feeling. How much do I get? If I get into doing some cleaning and just kind of lose track of time, then I might not do any more streaming today. But you never know. And then if someone hits me up and does still want to do a stream, that could also change my whole perspective. I might be like, yeah, I'll do it. You can't go any further for someone than they not willing to go for themselves. Exactly. So, like, I mean, I'm not judging them, but I've been there. I've been flip flopping all. It's like even now. Sometimes I get down and I'll post stuff and talk about. But then once I've done that, usually the next day, I go back and I usually delete them or I change. I've changed my attitude and I let people know, hey, ignore whatever I said last night about myself. This is just someone. They're young and they just need. I can understand. They feel like they're lost. It happens. So. I guess I'm trying to make sure that if they do see this, I don't think they are seeing it, but if they do, I just want them to know I'm not meaning anything in a bad way. I'm just saying it happens so frequently with you that there ain't much I can do when you're in that. If you're in that frame of mind at the time, I don't wish no harm towards nobody, and I don't want them to do anything to themselves. But when you see it like that, what can I do? Just through the computer or online. I don't have a computer, but I can only offer encouragement and try to be positive. That's about it. And that's what I try to do if I think somebody's in a bad way. So, you guys have a good day. Until next time, Mr. Gray Cloud here. Sage of the eternal moment. Because the now is all you have right now. Over and out. Ditto.